Hey guys, it is Saturday, so that means we have a new unit, and there's a new beasto too, I'm pretty sure. So this is Lu Bu, and he looks friggin' awesome. Is this a new beast or a skin? Oh, it is a new beast, so we'll check them out after. It is the first new one. Thought I missed one for a second. So, full or final Nirvana. They should have saved this release for Halloween, you would think, right? Anyway, we'll check out the hero details. Single target, 150% damage, 1 stack of cause, which is 10% more damage for 2 turns, 100% extra damage for 2 turns, stacking up. Hopefully he's got some pursuit so he can trigger that often. And a stack of karma reduces damage reduction, so he can increase his own damage while reducing enemies' damage reduction. If it defeats the target, it immediately pursues with a basic attack. Not quite what we're looking for. So he does have a skill finally. So first Lu Bu with a skill actually. Attacks all enemies, 120% P damage, 50% chance to inflict 1 stack of suffering. The affected target's action require extra rage equal to the number of their karma stacks. If they don't have enough rage, they lose HP, 5% of their max HP for every 1 rage required. So 20% max HP, because all rage skills require 4. So another max HP damage, just like IMT Lu Bu. And if it defeats the target, immediately pursues with a basic attack. So it's per stack. Oh, because of 2 turns, yeah. So we can have 2 stacks on them. They're going to hurt themselves a lot if they don't have enough rage. So being attacked grants 1 stack of cause, 50% chance to counter the attacker with a basic attack. There we go. I knew he had to have basic attack, like extra ways to do basic attack, so the counters or pursuits. 7 times per turn. So really buffing his damage there. Rage cannot drop below 6 after actions. Each time an allied hero launches and receives an attack, 40% chance to gain 1 rage, up to 12 rage per turn. So he doesn't need Zuje Long. Taking fatal damage grants Lu Bu Dao unyielding 1 turn. Unyielding increases leech and crit rate by 30%, guarantees hits, only once per battle though. And the skill randomly costs 1 to 4 rage, dealing extra damage equal to 10% of the target's max HP times extra rage cost. I'm assuming anything below 4 is considered extra. They just kind of worded that weird there, because rage skills require 4 rage. And if it goes 1 to 4, it can't go above 4, so it's not extra. 100% of the extra damage cannot be resisted by shields. Wow, that's really good. That's just completely negates shields. After the skill, each point of rage used has a 10% chance to pursue the enemy with basic attack. More damage buffs. Coming to his hero essence, it looks like they're quite long. So, in the first turn, Lu Bu Dao inflicts 1 stack of cessation, which is reduces their target's damage reduction by 50%, so he can reduce them up to 100% so far, because he does that with karma, right? Yeah, up to 5 stacks. It's to the enemy with the highest attack, and all subsequent turns inflicts on the enemy here with the highest damage dealt instead. Oh, okay. Inflicts on, they worded that weird again. And cessation lasts to the end of the next turn. When the enemy with cessation drops below 25% HP, Lu Bu ignores stealth and launches a basic attack with execute on the enemy. Execute ignores unyielding, HP reduction caps, and shields, or deals damage up to 1000% of his attack in PvE. Yes, PvE, you are going to be facing some like really high HP units. If an ally is defeated by an enemy, he inflicts 1 stack of cessation on the attacker for 2 turns. Pursuit execute triggers once per target per turn. So that, even just Hero Soul 1, it seems really good. That execute is going to be crazy strong. Not only because the threshold is so high, 25% is pretty high, but it ignores unyielding and HP reduction caps and shields. Like that's super, super good for Hero Soul 1. When unyielding triggers, he recovers HP equal to the fatal damage and cleanses all debuffs excluding undispellable ones, while unyielding lasts gains control immunity and undispellable nirvana, which is increased rage regen from heroes by 100% and doubles max rage. Why you would want to double? Wait a sec. No, I thought that might play into here. I don't think it does. So counter rate increases to 100% more damage buffs, and every 2 rage increases basic attack damage by 15% up to 150%. That's why you would want to, the Nirvana works there. Doubles max rage, increases rage regen. So that's up to a 28 max rage. You really only need 10 though. Basic attacks have a 50% chance to grant immunity to enemies' passive effects, immune to all enemies' debuffs, pursuits, counters, and HP reduction caps, excluding their unyielding and revive effects. I knew he was going to be good. It seems like he's going to be really good because the name of the game for a lot is like more survivability than damage because of that damage cap from Jellyfish, right? That was still, there's a couple units now that can ignore HP reduction caps, but survivability still trumps going all out in damage, especially things like shields, unyielding, invincible, stuff like that. But he can ignore unyielding. There's two units that do that now, right? Plus ignoring all this, that's huge. So number 5, every 2 stacks of cause increases the execution threshold of cessation by 5%. He's going to be like getting lots of stacks of cause because he's been doing lots of counters, right? With that 100% counter rate from our Hero Soul 3. I still want to call them Martial Soul. After defeating an enemy with cessation, inflicts 1 stack of karma on all enemies, revives all heroes defeated by the killed enemy. So that's a big hit or miss right there. So it might be 0, it might be 5, right? Prioritizes the main hero with 50% max HP. So revives them with good max HP and restores 2 decay and 4 rage. So they can use the rage skills right away. If Dao Chen is among the defeated allies, prioritizes her revival, restores her HP to 100%, and revivals trigger 2 times per turn, no cap on the battle. That is insane. Like I was talking about survivability, that you can't get much better than that. Yeah, that's super strong. If you can get him to 5, that is like the sweet spot so far. Lu Bu Dao deals 10% more damage for every 10% of the enemy's remaining HP. Each stack of cause increases debuff res by 10%. With 4 more stacks of cause, basic attacks trigger splash, 50% damage to nearby enemy units. With 8 stacks, you gain Nirvana for 1 turn, restores 2 decay and 4 rage. Still, Martial Soul 5 is that sweet spot. Hero Soul. Essence. Too many names. They were called Hero Soul earlier for the IMT units. Now it's called Essence for these holy units. And it was called Martial Soul in the devs' 2 previous games. So anyway, while Lu Bu Dao is alive, enemies killed by him cannot be revived. That is big. So he's a counter to himself. I've seen this pattern emerging. They started that in X Samkok with a unit that could exile people from the battlefield, but at Martial Soul, I think it was Martial Soul 10, Hero Soul 10, whatever, he prevented himself from being exiled. So he countered himself. And we saw that with, so the last unit or the unit before was a counter to himself. Now Lu Bu's a counter to himself. If an enemy's got 5 stacks of karma when killed by Lu Bu, inflicts oblivion on them. I don't think we checked that one out yet. Cannot be revived by any effects until the battle ends. 6 turns in PvE modes. So he's definitely geared more towards PvP. Because that wasn't the first one. Yeah, up to 1,000 attack in PvE. So he's got little differences between PvP and PvE. For every 4 rage gained from his famed 1 talent, Lu Bu pursues his target with a skill attack up to 3 times per turn. Still, that Hero Soul 5, reviving everybody, that is absolutely massive. So if you're going to be, like if you're a light spender, on obviously, if you are getting this pass or the packs in here, make sure to check out my affiliate code from Aptoid, get you 10 to 30% back on your purchases. Probably sick and tired of hearing this by now. Gotta do my plug though. So start out at 10%. Do have weekends where you get extra, like an extra 5%. We did have 10% back one weekend, but I think that might have been a one-time thing. I'm not sure, or at least pretty rare. So if you're interested and you haven't been using it, there's a link in the description below that shows you how. And thank you to everybody who is using it because it really helps out my channel. Now, like I was saying, if there's going to be 1 unit that you're getting, like if you're planning on saving up for 1 unit, this is probably going to be the unit. A lot of the other ones were good, had some strong debuffs from Nezha, really strong debuffs there. Ao Bing was really good support, same with Young Jun. And then Sun Wukong's like a DPS kind of CC unit with his stuns. But this Lu Bu is like a really good support and a pretty damn good damage dealer. It looks like a lot of max HP damage, so better than pretty damn good. He's a really good damage dealer, a lot of max HP damage, a lot of damage reduction debuffs for your enemies, damage buffs for himself. There's executions, full team revives. It's hit or miss though, like I said, can be really, really good. So he's definitely on the higher side of the triple S tier. Speaking of which, I will make another tier list right away. I've got tons of videos I've been trying to make. I'm trying to break into some other games. So I'm doing a tier list for Stellasora. I'm doing a tier list for Trick Al Chibi Go today. And then I just did one for Chaos Zero Nightmare. So if you're playing any of those games, check those videos out. Chaos Zero Nightmare 1 is out already. The other 2 I haven't made yet. So I'll try to do a tier list for this game tomorrow, possibly during the week. I'm not going to say for sure because I can't hold myself to a date right now because I'm just trying to do too much. Anyway, let's check out this beast. So the beasts now have hero souls, which I was expecting because that's what they did in the other games. Let's check out, I'll do the fully awakened unparalleled one. Before odd numbered turn starts, restores 4 rage for all allies, 1 extra decay for holy heroes impervious to other effects, and increases all heroes damage and damage over time by 40%. 5% more for each point of rage or decay owned, up to 50% more. That's a lot. Meanwhile, grants 1 stack of undispellable firmament marked 3 allies with the highest attack, 30% hit, 40% more damage to shielded targets, plus ignores 30% of their shield, more for each rage and decay owned. So that's really good for the shields. Damage over time for Nezha, even Sima Yi, I guess. If it increases his damage over time, when he procs it, it'll also deal more damage. And then the hero souls. We'll try to go over this fair. Oh, there's only 5 of them still. No, I'm gonna leave that on normal. Don't want the video to be that long. Grants 1 stack Undispellable Dragon Rise, which is 30% crit rate, 40% chance to nullify rage reduction steal swap effects received, and grant 5% crit rate up to 30%. The highest attack unit. Grants Dragon Rise to 1 more ally, so 2 total. Allies with Dragon Rise deal 5% more crit damage, and it already buffs their crit for each point of rage or decay owned, and can cast a skill with insufficient rage once per turn. That could come in really handy, actually, depending on who it is. Inflicts 1 stack of Undispellable Drake Wind, 30% hit reduction, 30% shield reduction, and direct damage taken reduces your shield, so any damage that bypasses shields. Inflicts Drakewind 1 more enemy. So far we got 2 buffs and 2 debuffs, or 2 units getting buffs, 2 units getting debuffs. Direct damage dealt by enemies with Drakewind have a 40% chance not to exceed 40% of their target's max HP, which is okay, I guess, if you're not using jellyfish for some reason. Oh, direct damage, never mind. After Dragon Rise ends, restores all allies rage by 4, decay by 1, 50% chance to grant 1 more round of Dragon Rise. Attacks with Dragon Rise, 40% chance to be immune to enemies' passive effects, and crits have 50% chance to ignore any shields, but that could be really big too. Because first of all, it's a crit. So if you're getting all the crit damage from this one, and then you bypass the shield, that can be pretty big, especially on units that can ignore HP reduction caps. So, a lot of new stuff. Lu Bu looks absolutely fantastic. And like I said, I'll try to get on that tier list as soon as I can. And that's it for today. Catch you guys next time. See ya.